So now what we saw unfold is that Liz Truss is now the incoming British Prime Minister. What we need to see now is a change of tact, a change of policy, a change of approach. What we now need to see is the restoration of an executive, one that starts to put money into people's pockets to help individuals, families, workers, businesses get through the cost of living crisis. What we now need to see is a change of tact and a change of attitude from the incoming British Prime Minister that actually starts to tax the big energy companies that are living and making big profits off the backs of ordinary people. That money needs to be put into people's pockets now. So what we need to see in terms of a priority from Liz Truss is that she starts to address these issues seriously, because the Tories have failed workers and families and businesses throughout this cost of living crisis. We now need to see practical solutions in terms of the protocol. We now need to find ways to make it work. So Liz Truss needs to sit around the table with the EU and find practical solutions to give certainty to the business community here. I have sent off a letter just now to her office. I want to meet with her as a matter of urgency, but the focus and the approach needs to change from this Tory party who have failed people, not just in England but here also. As to what her next move will be in terms of Brexit and the protocol is yet to be seen, so I think we'll see what happens over the course of coming days. But it's very clear the majority of people here want us to find ways to make the protocol work, to get things settled down. The business community are crying out for certainty and stability. Triggering Article 16 will not serve anybody well. So what I would encourage is that even at this late stage, that Liz Truss has an opportunity as she comes into her new post to actually work with the EU, work with the Irish Government, find ways to reset relationships and find ways to make the protocol work, because we all know there are solutions there, they're on the table, but there is an opportunity now that should not be missed, and I hope that that is the case, but of course time will tell. Tory infighting, Tory, the nonsense that's gone on with the Tory party for the last 10, 12 years needs to not spill out into our politics here. The people here have just voted for us to make politics work, to try and get around the table, to help them through the cost of living crisis. There needs to be no more pandering to the DUP. They're the sole blocker of us being able to form an executive. The rest of the parties here are all in the building today again. They're all here because they want to work together. They're here because they want to form an executive, and any incoming Secretary of State needs to make that number one in their priority.